Hello and welcome to the Kitchen Witch Energy Shift. My name is Michelle Berry and I just had a brainstorm because I've been struggling with creating this video, trying to make it perfect, and every time I try to do that, I lose my magic. So what I'm going to do is experiment with telling you what's rattling around in my head, because that's what I would tell a friend. I would, if anybody came over and asked me about what I was doing, and really wanted to know what was happening with me in my kitchen, in my head, right? This is what I would tell them. I have this salad I've been eating. And the amazing thing about this salad is it's a simple salad, and all I did this past week was chop raw cabbage and put it in the salad. And I'll show you a clip coming up. I'm going to cut this video and show you the salad. I have been trying to cut my processed foods. Processed foods for me, typically that pack on the weight, are pasta and bread and tortilla chips. So like highly processed white flour type foods are the things that get me around the stomach, around the waistline. So I've been trying to cut back on that, but I've got this huge appetite. I mean, I love to eat. So I don't want to deprive myself, because that never works. So I started creating these big salads this week. I use my spring greens that you guys always see. They're already pre-washed and ready to go. I just grab my spring greens, put them in a bowl, chop up some raw cabbage, and add, whatever else I have in the refrigerator, like cucumber or celery, whatever things I have, pickled jalapenos, and chickpeas would be a wonderful addition to it. Also, this week I had quinoa, so I added a scoop of just plain quinoa to the salad. It pumps up the protein. I've been eating this salad because it fills me up. It's really satisfying, and I know it's like less calories, right? And so it's going to help me shave a little bit off my waistline, because that's what I'm trying to do. So that's what's rattling around in my head. I'm going to keep enjoying these salads, and as I eat them throughout the week, I'm going to maybe infuse pumpkin seeds or walnuts or chopped almonds or something different, maybe dried cranberries. So that's what's happening in my head. Even, a little mandarin orange, putting a little bit of that in it, or sliced grapes, I don't know, whatever comes to me. I'm really not good at planning ahead. I like to have the knowledge on a base recipe, and then from there I let the magic and inspiration come through me and see what happens. So I got to use my brand new cookware. It's really exciting. This is for my new studio here. I bought a collection or a whole set of this caraway cookware, and it cooked up this quinoa really nice on the stovetop over here. So I'm so happy that this is done. It took only 15 minutes, so it's basically like cooking rice. And the other thing that's rattling around in my head, I had these carrots, and they're starting to get a little floppy. I don't want to waste them. So immediately I think they'll be great to chop up a couple of them and have them ready for a morning smoothie with oats. I also have cubed frozen pumpkin puree, because I made a pumpkin quinoa muffin last week, had a little bit left over. I put them in ice cube trays, and they're ready for a smoothie. So they're just so packed with nutrients for you. There was a peanut butter banana quinoa muffin recipe that I made last week. It's really, really good. And now that I have this recipe and I love it, it makes me think I could make a carrot one, like a carrot cake flavored one, right? So I'm gonna have this all ready to play with that later on in my kitchen. Just like I add with this if I say tofu spread, it doesn't ignite your passion the way if I had said garlic chive cream cheese, right? And that's kind of what it tastes like, but it's made with tofu. It's vegan. And I was really excited about these two recipes. Being able to make a creamy vegan spread for my toast, a bagel, or even as a dip. I'll link the recipe in the comments for you. And having that quinoa muffin recipe opened my eyes up to using quinoa and its magical properties, its high protein content, just all the goodness of quinoa in different ways, something that I can enjoy for breakfast or as a snack, which I did with these peanut butter banana quinoa muffins. But like I said, I'm gonna use some of these carrots and bake the carrots in. So when I made the salads that I talked about earlier, I created a oil-free dressing out of sriracha because I love sriracha. I know it's not for everybody, but for those of you who like spicy, it was sriracha with the juice of my pickled jalapenos. These are tamed pickled jalapenos. I put some of the juice of that with sriracha over my salad, and I omitted the salad dressing. I usually use some kind of a balsamic vinaigrette type of dressing. So I thought, let's try this. And then I sprinkled it with nutritional yeast, which one of my favorite ingredients too. So these three became players this week. Big players this week. So speaking of chives, chive is the herb of the month. And I was able to get a little chive. I could see it peeking out of the earth. And I got another thing I wanted to say, I got my culinary scissors out. So if you don't have culinary scissors, might be a nice investment for you to have. As the herbs come up, you can chop them. Yes, you saw that right. I just disappeared from my chair. If you're watching this on YouTube, my computer fell asleep while recording. It was so creepy on the playback that I disappeared from my chair and my audio kept going. But I liked the episode, so I just kept going. Yes, I'm not here. I'm invisible. I'm going to bring the essence and the healing properties and just the freshness, the energy and the freshness of herbs as much as I can from my yard and locally as much as I can as our weather gets nicer and we can start to grow our own food now that spring is coming tomorrow. So that's it for today. I really think that I'm better at just talking to you as a friend, entering my kitchen and telling you what I have going on creatively, because that's the truth of the matter. Is my kitchen witchery is very spontaneous. I don't do well with planning ahead. Kind of work in. I'm really in the moment, and that's what I talk about a lot too. Being present, being in your awareness, and it just works for me. So I hope in some way it helps inspire you to maybe cook with some quinoa, test out some new recipes. Think about things a little bit differently. And what the magic is, you just never know what's going to come to you. I have a quick story about synchronicity. I've been thinking about the essence of rose lately and using rose more and how much I miss the smell of rose. And there was a podcast I was listening to. They talked about the essence and how rose is uplifting and it's also calming. And it was in my head and I really was craving it. Went out to dinner last night and I asked the bartender to just be spontaneous and make me a drink. And she came back with a lemon vodka with rose water infusion. And I thought, oh my gosh, this is so crazy. Like the synchronicity, the connection, the way that we are all connected is just mind blowing. Like that she was able to connect with whatever spirit, whatever energy that was, connect to what I was craving, and we just came together and she presented me with rose that I had been wanting and I didn't have to say anything about it. I didn't have to say a word. I just love when magic pops up like that. So keep believing in magic, keep making your own magic, and I want to thank you so much for watching and listening, and I want to wish you a happy spring. Tomorrow is the first day of spring, so I'm excited for all the things that we're growing, both in our mind, expanding, and what's happening outside underneath the soil. It's be coming up soon, and we'll be able to eat more fresh foods. So thanks again. Take care. Bye-bye.